Okay, hi folks. So we're back with solving more simultaneous quadratic equations, inequations. So this is similar to what we did before. These ones is looking slightly different because they're not in brackets. Some of them have got y's, some have got x's. Don't let that y confuse you. And so let's have a look. We're going to do b. So I've got this here. I've got my 4. I've got my 9. If you recognise this is dots. So I've already cheated and started it. So square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 9y squared is 3y. So here I've got my dots. Now, my thing that I've got to realise is, before you do anything, this is the minus and the y squared, okay? So that means my graph is flipped. So I'm just going to write that down so I don't forget. Now I've got my x-intercepts. So my x-intercepts, my first one here, if I rearrange that, well, it's not an x-intercept because we've got y, so it's a y-intercept. And if I rearrange that, take the 2 over, it's a negative 2, divide by the negative 3, 2 negative, so I get my y-intercept is going to be, what did I say, 2 over 3. Okay, rearrange this one here. I take my 2 over, it's a negative 2, then divide by my 3, so I'm going to get y equals negative 2 over 3. Now, draw my, whoa, don't know what happened then. Draw my graph. So I've got my negative 2 over 3, I've got my 2 over 3. Now remember, it's a flipped graph, so it's going to look like that. Okay, so I've got my flipped graph. Now I've got to look at this part. I want all of this to be greater than or equal to 0. So where does it equal greater than or equal to 0? So that means I want greater than or equal, there's my 0, greater than or equal to 0 is this side. So that means, and it's a greater than or equal to, so I've coloured in my dots, and it's that part there. So now I can do my solution. So my solution is going to be minus 2 over 3 less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 2 over 3. So that means my x is in between negative 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. So that looks about right. So just follow through with these ones. Remember, these are all going to be flipped graphs because of that negative value there. So we're going to jump down to question 4b over here. So the first thing we've got to do, that's a positive graph, is find our x-intercepts. And the easiest way to do that, so let's do it over here. So it should be a red, but it doesn't matter. X squared minus 5x minus 24 is less than or equal to 0. So if I break that down, I've got my x, 24, what's that? 5, 2 and 12, sorry, that's going to be 8 and 3. I want that to be negative, that to be positive. Okay, so now my x-intercepts, this is easier than before, is x going to be equal to 8 and x is going to equal minus 3. So if I have my graph, and I'm just going to do it down here even, I've got 8, I've got negative 3, my graph's a normal graph, it's positive, so it goes like that. So now I go back to this part, I want all of that to be less than 0. So I'm after this side, so it's an open circle, and this part here. So my solution is going to be negative 3 less than x, which is less than 8. So there's my equation there. Now, let's have a look at, all of this messy stuff here. So I'm going to go to f now, and that's minus x squared minus 5x minus 6. Okay, so I'm going to take a minus sign out of all of that. So I'm going to get x squared plus 5x plus 6. Now I'm going to get my brackets. Okay, you can see where I'm going with this. 6, 3 and 2 plus plus. So my x-intercepts, sorry about the mess, it's a bit harder to write on this. And get my x-intercepts is going to be x equals minus 3, x equals minus 2. Now if I draw my graph, I've got minus 3, and I've got minus 2 there. But this minus sign, what does that do? It flips it. So we've got a flipped graph here. Now, what do I want? I want all of this to be greater than or equal to 0. So once again, we've got this part here. So coloured in my dots. It's this part. How come all the examples I'm choosing have got one of these? It's the solution of that. It's the, not the ends. Anyway, solution is going to be negative 3 less than or equal to x less than or equal to negative 2. Sorry about that mess, but hopefully that helps. Very messy. Thanks.